I'm going to take you on a wood stove walk. I don't know what to call it. That's a grill. I got that out of Johnstown that flooded a restaurant, and it was, well, I can't explain all this stuff. There's one item. Here's the second one. That's the top to a wood stove. This I've shown you. I was in here before when I was looking for parts to the grate parts. This is a Monster Zodiac, I think it is. So I don't know, I'm going to lose count. That would be 3, I think. There's doors. This business of having glass in a door, I think it's a bad idea. That'd be like 5, 6 maybe. There's the blower out of a pellet stove, which is a little bit the same as a hairdryer as far as I'm concerned, a little bit like a candle. There's a top, I showed you that before, missing the center, which I could make out of steel, but there's another top underneath it. I'm probably up around 6 or 7. There's the front of a of a furnace. That would be like 8. There's a, so probably work just as it is, but maybe 9. This I showed you before. This is the bottom ring of a stackable coal furnace. I just bought it, paid $40 for that. There's one that I think I paid $5 for, but it's all rusted up, but inside it's good. Oh, I hate to even look under here, see what's here. That's, oh, there's the bottom of one. There's there's the sheet metal that goes with that pellet stove. I don't know. Maybe I'm up around 11 or so now. Part of a, you know, I'm going to come in here and sort this out this summer, but not right now. All right, let me back my way out of this, and we're going to go look at some bigger stuff. All these goats, they don't know what's going on. This is a furnace walk, guys. A stove walk. I'm not here to feed you right now. There's a front of a cast iron stove that I put on an old oil tank. I bolted it on. I'll have to figure out the doors. That, well, it's so hard to explain. That's going to swing upward. Now I should be able to, inside there, burn entire pallets inside that. So I don't know, what's that? No, that's big. And if I come in here, now there's a stackable furnace. And I did a series of 3 videos about stacking that. I had to move it about 8 inches. And so I had to unstack it and restack it, and I did that by myself. I know goats, this is kind of different. Get used to it. Hi there, Heidi. There's an old gas-fired furnace that I intend to use as a water heater. There, so I don't know, I'm probably up around 15 now. There's a hot water tank, which I would not use electric for it, but it would go with this stackable furnace. This, believe it or not, I paid $25 for about 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. I've moved it. It heated a huge house here on this property for a while. I moved it to another place, then I moved it here, and it's going to be part of the same complex that you were just looking at with that pallet stove. And this as well, that flue is going to go across here to there, to one huge chimney. Now I'm going to go upstairs to show you what that'll tie into upstairs. I don't know how I can orient you to this, but right about where, a little bit about where that sheet ductwork is, I'm going to build a small fireplace. The wind's blowing the roof. A small fireplace, maybe it'll be the last fireplace I build. Won't be very big, but it'll tie into that one huge chimney. And on this other side, this will be a wall, I think, right here probably. I'm probably just making you dizzy. On the other side will be this wood stove. This isn't for cooking. What did I pay for that? I paid a little something for it. It was just the price of the weight of it. It was scrap. And it's pretty much all here. And it is a beauty. It is a beauty. There are the pieces to it. And it's just waiting here for me to reassemble and put it into that same flue. All right. Oh, and there's even when I go back down, I'll show you where there'll even be a big kitchen range going to that flue. This probably won't help much, but I'm trying. The goats are all looking at me wondering, what the heck is going on? Why aren't you feeding us? That's the stackable furnace. That's underneath where I was just standing pretty much. And I figured out that lower looks like a flue is a clean out, actually. I think. I'm not certain about that. The ceramic thimble, that's to go through a wall, which I'll probably replace with masonry. All right, now down here, I was saying that I had shown you this before, that would burn entire pallets. I got to be sure to make it real tight so an entire pallet doesn't get out of control. But on this side, there's the floor of a kitchen. And on top of that is going to be a kitchen range. Here's the cast iron sink, waiting for it. So I've lost count. I'm probably up around 18 or so. And now we're going to go down there. This is also a stackable furnace, just about comparable in weight with the one inside the barn. And I got this as far as I could this year before it got just so muddy I couldn't do any more. What all the blocks around it are is that's thermal mass, and there's going to be 8 flying buttresses. I did a lot of this on Facebook instead of filming it, so I'll have to come back and maybe on the way out here I'll show you what the flying buttress will be for weight. I mean, yeah, for thermal mass. There is a kidney, and I intend to put that kidney on the back of that furnace. It didn't actually go with it originally, and as I say, I have the grates. It's going to take a lot of repair. All right, now we're going to get down to the blacksmith shop. Here's a flying buttress like I was talking about. I need 8 of these, and also the arch, 8 of those half arches to meet the other side. This is for thermal mass strictly over at that furnace, which you can't really see from here. And it's going to be big enough and powerful enough that I have used the word botanical garden, because I think I can keep tropical plants surviving up here in this climate without terrible waste either, because I can use scrap. There's plenty of wood to things to burn other than trees around here, just scrap. More of that later. There's the blacksmith shop, and we'll go in there. But I stopped here because this is a little pressure tank for water, and I think I'm going to take that in the house because I think I can use that as a hot water tank, at least a tempering tank. All right, now we're going to go in there. You kind of take your life in your hands coming in this building, but don't worry, I can prop it up, fix it. It'll be nice. These are the ingredients of a forge, which will be right here. And on the other side of this wall is going to be like the blacksmith's dwelling. His wife might abide over here more. And here's a cook stove. And I think I have the whole top. I think I do. But anyway, the back of it will go into that same flue. Yeah, there's even the warming oven above it. I got to remember to go in that little building because that's the summer kitchen, and there's I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe if I zoom, you can see parts of a cook stove. So I'm going to go back up there. But first we're going to go inside this barn. I hope that I think I might have had I don't know if I got that last part. Anyway, this is a wood stove, and it was just in pieces, just falling up completely apart. But the thing is, the top is good. I think, or almost good. That's a problem, but the top is pretty darn good. I can, a lot of the bottom stuff I don't care about because I can you build that out of masonry. And here are parts of it, and maybe 1 or 2 other wood stoves. So I think that's enough for now. There's a pretty nice cook stove. I paid $50 for that at an auction. I was real pleased with that deal. Now, laying around, or see all these rings, they're parts to cook stoves. There's a top to a cook stove underneath there. You know, everything is all junked up, but I sort of know where everything is too. On the back side of this is a water heater. Oh, that's a really little one. I'll have to keep that in mind. It goes into that flue, so does this cook stove. And the front of it is that fireplace, which I did give the link already, big enough to burn an entire pallet. And it's all messed up because no one has been here and used it, but it would all clean right up. So that's 1, 2, fireplace 3. Over here is another. Oh, this is the flue to a Yankee wood stove. They're made out of barrels. They're not really very good. And behind it is another little. Oh, you can't see it. That's another little water heater, bucket a day they were called. There's a tank, which I might use that one instead of the one I was looking at because it's pretty small too. I might use that one. And I can't remember. Let's see if I have a tank over here. No, this side I don't think I don't have a tank ready, no. So I don't know. We'll see. And down here, that's a furnace like the one I have in my basement. It came out of my father-in-law's house actually, and I rigged it up with a radiator behind it. The flue goes through the wall to a chimney outside. That's what happens over there too. The flue goes through the wall. That's a fireplace, and they're a lot harder to build than this. This is the top of a this is the third bucket a day stove I have. Very heavy, and the bottom is here somewhere. Pigs were in here and they were rolling it around. I'll find it. This one I think I'm going to take up to the house to try it out for fit, so you'll see that later. I also built a forge right here with a hood so that it would share a chimney. And you know, when I was down here working, I can clean this all up, and it's pretty nice. It's my machine shop, or my mechanic shop really, but clearly it needs to be cleaned up. All right, I found it. There's 3 parts to that coal-fired water heater. This is where the grates are clearly. This is where the firebox is, and that one over there, that's what actually where the water circulates to heat it. This I'm going to take up and see if I can fit it in there. So I'm glad I found that. Nope, one more. I almost forgot about this one. It's don't be alarmed at the way these are like leaning and all that. I can fix all that stuff, and it's pretty much all there. I've got the top. I think I've got the rings. And this little stove will heat this whole building. This is I think of this as a curator's hostel, a curator of my museum, and its hostel. All of which I can do with help. Bye for now. Oh, and there's the beast. That whole thing, that whole long thing, could burn one very, very long log. The pigs were in there and wrecked it. But no problem, I didn't use mortar. I can just put it back together. There's going to be a foundry there, a forge, a very large forge or foundry. Under here, there's a place where a double-barreled charcoal maker. I may even have a spot on the far side to heat glass. I don't care. Look as close as you want, because I can fix all this stuff and intend to have a good time of it. Those kettles that are upside down, I used them right there, and instead of just being open air, that also went into that chimney. Oh, and down there is a water heater for the community laundry, together with I don't know what to call it, fireplace, I guess, big enough to burn pallets once again.